All right, we've got here is my 1984 Toyota Bandit I. Yeah, I know, it's not, it's almost a Toyota Bandit I. There's pieces missing. So, I bought this thing last week, super cheap. It's insulting how little I paid for this. And it was not going to a scrapyard. It was not getting scrapped. I didn't ask the guy that I got it from what he exactly did with it. I think he took out the transmission. He had a bunch of Toyotas that were all really nice. None of them were campers. They were mostly 4x4s, whatever. I'm guessing this thing had some really nice fenders and doors and the vent panel and interior parts. The odometer with probably like, I don't know, 40,000 miles on it. These things always have low miles. And this thing is so clean and nice. I don't know who cut whatever here, but whatever. The floor is actually nice for a Toyota. It does not need floors. It needs whatever was done here repaired. But the floors are solid mostly. I mean, maybe a patch or two, but they're not rotten. Like, there's nothing rotten. There's a little bit of rust. Look at this. Yeah. I mean, she's solid all where it needs to be. The fiberglass work is still pretty solid too. I mean, yeah, weather has definitely gotten the graphics. This model's really cool. It's super tiny. Like I'm 5'10 and a half, 5'11-ish, and this thing is just a little bit taller than me. I'd say it's 6'2". I mean, it is sitting on flat tires. So let's say 6'6" when the tires are full. Right? I mean, that's low. That's incredibly low. Yeah, so this is where the thing is. It's a Bandit I, Elkhart in Indiana. Bonanza Travelers, I guess, is the company. But yeah, Bonanza Travelers. And I read something about Chinook buying these guys out eventually. I don't know. These guys were not around for that long. But just from my brief look on the internet, there was an earlier model that was way rounder. It definitely suited like the earlier model better. And then I guess when they did the body switch, they changed to this style. So this may be the first year of this, being an 84. And this is an early 84. It was made in, let's see right here, December 83. Yeah. So I'll give you a full walk around. Obviously doors and fenders are missing. This wheel up front here looks like a trailer wheel based on the tire being a trailer tire and an ancient. These are Toyota wheels, and this model is so small that I think it's just a regular long bed wheelbase. I don't even think it's the 1 ton because it has 5 lugs, no dually, and none of the ones I saw of these had a dually. So that's kind of interesting because I used to have a 77 Chinook. And that one had a single axle, and I kept reading about how it stressed it too much, so they added the dually later. I thought these all had dualies. Well, I guess this one doesn't. At least it appears that way. Really cool taillights. I love these. Like, such iconic. I mean, they're like 80s futuristic looking. I mean, the whole thing is, really. I mean, and this did look futuristic in 1984, I'm sure. Check out this neat little door. So the door has a full sill and all of this stuff here, and then the roof pops up another, like, I don't know, 18 inches to 2 feet. I haven't had it up yet. That's just based on observation, but I mean, this is a really complete camper for being so tiny. If you pop the top, then you know, if you're not over 6 feet tall, you can stand up in there, and there's a toilet right here with its own, like, holding tank. That will be coming out. This thing's way too small to have a toilet in it. There's a furnace. We'll see if it works. Man, I'm not afraid to reuse it. There's an inverter. And, yeah, there was all kinds of stuff in here. I think it has a water tank. Not sure where that would have been. Whatever. Look at this neat little corner thing here. Built into the side. It's just a very clever design. I like it. And it's got a storage up top above the cab, and then there's another like child's bed that sits up top that you actually pull this thing out right here. Yeah, that slides out. Yeah, a lot of it's here, but I'm gonna probably gut it and just start from scratch with some modern tech. Probably. I'm thinking solar panels of some sort, and some kind of mostly battery powered off the solar panel setup, and then propane as like a side thing. Yeah, and I was thinking about making the engine run off propane too, because this is going to run a carbureted 22R. I want to try to keep this thing as stock as possible. Let's see it on this side. Someone's put this chair in here, and I'm way too big of a guy to be sitting in that chair in that thing. This must have been a small person to fit there. Selves comfortably in there. That's neat to see. I didn't notice that before, but the wipers that I thought were missing are here too. There's a lot of stuff in here that got taken apart. A lot of junk. It needs a good cleanup. See, the floor over here is pretty good too. I don't think this even needs any patches. Like, that one definitely needs a little patch. But I don't have to buy floor pans. Oh, you know what? There is some kind of deadening that's got to come off. There's probably a little bit of rot under that. But anyway, I'm sure there's lots to do. But I'm starting with something good. And from what I can tell, these things are really rare. The fiberglass is in really nice shape. The roof, I'll show you from here. The roof right here is not. It's sagging and it's kind of falling apart. It looks like someone messed with cutting a hole in it bigger or something. We'll reframe that. What I'll probably do is pop the roof off and completely redo it, and then put some kind of new canvas piece where the plastic part is. But it's all there. The surround part is there. Like, I'm guessing this thing was still being used not too long ago, and then it sat for a while. The guy I bought it from said that the engine has a knock. I didn't verify. It was so cheap. I was like, okay, just load it up. So I'm gonna have to find out the hard way. Looks like the gauge cluster just got pulled out. It came with a key. Everything seems to work good. It's nice and tight. Like, this was not a high mileage vehicle at all. I've had lots of these trucks actually, and this thing is nice. Like, pedals have some wear, but they're not like really trashed or anything like that. You can still have this panel here. Ha! One interior panel they weren't able to steal. They did me a favor. The interior panels on these things are always rotten. And that's probably, well, this was probably not rotten, which is why it was all pillaged. But I don't care. I'll do something custom. Something simple with wood. It'll look way better than their stock stuff. Yeah, I think wood is going to be a theme. Like, not thick, heavy pieces of wood, but, you know, wood accents. All right, so I'll pop the hood and I'll show you. It's still got its own original 22R, which I was told by a Toyota guy that it needed to be, that it had a knock. So I'm guessing he knows what he's talking about. You know, there's always the off chance that it's something different, but so let's just assume it's got to come out. I mean, is there an engine that's more worth doing that kind of work to? I mean, this is already low miles, so there's not going to be any like super uneven wear on anything. I can just rebuild what's here. There's almost no way this thing needs any machine work. Like, I've seen these apart with 220,000, 230,000 miles that still barely need machine work. Anyway, so the expensive stuff I can probably get away with skipping on a rebuild. I can just blow it up and reassemble it, clean it, maybe upgrade some things. I'm thinking maybe a header, maybe an intake and a carb, but it's going to stay carbureted. And I have a 4-speed that is with a parts truck that I just got too. It's going to wind up being a donor for all kinds of stuff here. Yeah, see, someone took the distributor. They left the nice premium 7mm cables. Huh, weird. I'm not sure what this is. What is this thingy? Probably something related to the camper. Anyway, I'll probably rewire everything. I'll probably redo everything. Like, this thing, you can see, you know, a lot of times these Toyotas, they're all rotten in through these little areas where you've got like pockets of wet. And this just doesn't have that. Look, it's still got the freaking engine shield on the bottom. I don't know if I've ever seen one of those in person before. Yeah, this is, you know, obviously where the battery sits. That's not good. Good thing this happens to every single one of them, so there are plenty of people that provide repair parts. That'll be fixed. And then the other little bit of rot I found was right here, which, you know, often it's the entire panel that's gone, but this little spot's fine. I don't need to buy a patch. I can just patch that with some sheet metal. The wiring looks pretty solid throughout, but it'll get replaced anyway because I'm an electronics guy and old wiring is always a bad idea. It's a ticking time bomb, even if it works. Radiator looks okay. Gosh, it's in such good shape. Could you imagine if that just needs a good flush and a paint job? Those are so much better than the new ones. Man, that thing looks great. I bet I could sell that awesome original radiator if it's in good shape for what I paid for the whole thing. Uh-oh. I might have spoke too soon. No. See, look, jeez. Oh, I was hoping for hope. Man, I had already expected to buy a new one because they're always so trashed. This is a usable radiator. Thank you. Thank you, Toyota gods. I appreciate your generosity. I haven't had a Toyota in a while. And then I just bought two here this week. There's this one and then the parts truck that goes with it. But, yeah, this thing's looking pretty sweet. We're going to wind up, I don't know. Maybe I should try to get it running before I tear anything apart, just to see what that knock is. Yeah, probably. We'll see. We'll do another video where I definitely go through a cleanup. I'm definitely going to take out this chair. It's kind of a neat chair, just not here. It's too much for here. This thing is probably going to get some kind of, I don't know. I have plenty of seats I can put in there. Whatever. 84 Bandit 1, made by Bonanza Travelers from Elkhart, Indiana. Pretty cool, guys. Well, this is just the intro. We'll keep working on this thing.